Good morning everyone, this is the Cupra Tavascan VZ. This is the powerful version, all-wheel drive version. In here we have a 77 kilowatt hour battery, we have 250 kilowatt all-wheel drive, and today I'm going to do a range test at 130 kilometers an hour. I'm charging here to 100%. Look at the beautiful logo in the front, illuminated in the rear as well. Looks amazing. I charge it here at Tronity to 100% as I always do, right here on the highway. Drive in one direction, drive around on the highway and come back on the Tronity charger on the other side. By the way, they fixed all Tronity displays again, so all four worked. Then a lot of them broke, so the display didn't work. Then they fixed it, then two didn't work for a long time, a few months, and now all of them are working again. I think they fixed it again. I don't know if they exchanged them or if it's just a software thing. I have no idea. This car has 21-inch winter tires on, and we'll see what we get. It's pretty cold, it's around 3 degrees. Here it's foggy, but just a bit up it's then outside after fog, so it should be sunny in the afternoon, but it won't be now. After this test I'm going to do a charging test, and after that I'm going to do a range test at 110. Yeah, this car is the brother of the ID4 GTX, but it has, I will make a special video about it. It has a few things in there that are just weird, a few that are just bad, and I don't get it. But also interesting is Volkswagen back in the day said the ID light that all Volkswagen IDs have will not come to other brands, but this one has it. It's called Smart Light now. But it has panoramic roof, a heat pump. I think this is the full pack that you can have of the Tavascan, full spec, everything in there. And we're gonna see how it is on the highway at 130. I'm excited to drive it a bit. Today, this morning was my first drive. I am on my way, driving 133 on the speedometer. That's 130 GPS speed. I started with 100%, I'm already at 94. Consumption right now is high. First 10 kilometers uphill because I have to do a charging test, so I started at Tronity in Passau, and then it's uphill. That's how it is. The whole infotainment system is a bit different, but I found a few things that are horrible, but I also found a few things that are nice, and maybe that's even in Volkswagen ID cars, but I don't know. I didn't notice. In the favorites that you can turn off lane assist and the speed limit warning, and you can get into your assist system and everything. I don't know if this is possible in Volkswagen cars. Maybe, I don't know. It's not in my ID7, but it still has software 4.0. In here we have 5.0. I have the heat in auto at 23 degrees and it's not hot in here. I have the jacket on. I have the seat heater on too. It's not that warm in here. I have the fan in auto in 2. It's 3.5 degrees out there. My drive mode is in comfort. So yeah, That's all there is. And fog is over, like I said, stopped pretty fast, and it's gonna be a nice drive. I have travel assist on. For the life of me, I can figure out with plus and minus to go up 1 kilometer an hour or down, but 10, I can't. I don't know what to do. I don't know, I pressed it long, maybe it's swiping. Oh, it's swiping, I got it. See, learned something on the fly. I'm at 75% and drove 70 kilometers, so that's 280 kilometers of range at 130 kilometers an hour at 3.5, now 4 degrees with the heat on, with a heat pump. But 21-inch winter tires, that is high consumption, 260 watt-hours per kilometer. It's gonna be a short test if this continues that way. Drive so far is amazing, didn't have to slow down, traffic is okay. It's just cold. And yes, 23 degrees sounds, oh my god, you're crazy, that's way too hot. It's not hot in here. It's barely comfortable. I need the jacket I'm wearing. It's not a winter jacket, but it's not hot in here. It's almost comfortable. Oh my. I'm at 50% and drove 141 kilometers, so that's 282 kilometers of range, so it didn't change that much. My consumption went up because on the way back here, where I turned around, it usually consumption goes up, that's normal. I turned off the seat heating, but other than that, it's still all same settings. I'm on my way back to Deckendorf, and then we go to the highway in direction of Munich. I won't be going far, I think. When I'm then on that highway, I will also use navigation to guide me back to the charger and tell me with what state of charge I will arrive. Can't see anything here. I turned around and navigated back to the charger. I have 70 kilometers to go. How much range do I have? 115, that's 45 kilometers of range. Car says, which is nice by the way, when you press here, you see the state of charge at arrival right away. Don't have to press this button again. It says I arrived with 13%, but I calculated 282 kilometers of range, and when I drive all of this, it's 262 kilometers. So I have 20 kilometers of range left when I arrive, and that's not 13%. So we'll see if this changes. I hope it's not. I hope that there's a buffer or something. We'll see. 6.5 degrees out there. But let's talk, how is it to drive the Cupra Tavascan on the highway at 130 on a long distance trip. And it's very, very nice. The suspension, very comfortable. Noise level in here is totally okay. Of course there's noise, 21-inch winter tires, there is more noise than we have 19-inch wheels on there. That's normal. They're gigantic wheels. I'm very comfortable in here, and it's nice. Cruise control is amazing. Self-steering is amazing. It recognizes my touch. I didn't get the warning, hey, you don't touch your steering wheel once. So that's awesome. I love that. What else? The system, the skin of the ID software 5.0 for Cupra is a bit different. I'm gonna make an extra video about this because there are really weird things. It's just weird that I cannot change this thing. There's only 3 things you can see at one page, where in the Volkswagen, especially in ID7, there can be 5 or 6 or whatever. Here it's 3 and that's it. 1 big and 2 small ones. And I don't even know how to add a 3rd page, because when I press on it I don't get this thing. But then, like I said, I have amazing favorites here. Up here I cannot do as much, and down here at the climate the same. I found other weird things. Again, I make a different video. It's a nice drive on the highway. I'm very comfortable and very relaxed. It's nice. Sound system is the same as in the Volkswagen ID cars. Sounds great. I have a podcast on. I can hear very well. It's not, what's happening? Don't have to turn it up very loud. I like it. I don't get this. I don't get it. It's totally in the way. Cupra thinks it looks nice, but it's horrible if you want to get to your phone, because this is so thick, and if you want to plug in a cable, it's the cup holders are tiny. I don't know. I don't get this at all. It's just in the way, and it makes it look feel less spacious. I used 75% of the battery and drove 210 kilometers, and we have 49 kilometers to go to the charger. Consumption still 265. Well, yeah, that's it. How do you plan your route with your EV if you're going to a trip? You use a better route planner, the best route planner for EVs. It's amazing. Almost every car that you can think of is in there. It knows its consumption. It can plan the route perfectly so you can arrive the fastest at your destination. It will plan out what charger that you use. You can select what charger network you want to use and which one you don't want to use at all. It will know with what state of charge you will arrive at the charger, and to what state of charge you charge and how long it will take. It's amazing. If you're a premium member, you also get real-time weather data and traffic information, and you can use a better route planner via Android Auto or Apple CarPlay in your car. If you use the link in the description below, you can be a premium member for 30 days for free, and you support this channel. Thank you very much. I arrived with 8%, drove 260 kilometers. Google Maps says it's 262, and 262 is also my average consumption. So if I take the 262 kilometers and I use 92% of the battery, I get to 285 kilometers of range with the 21-inch winter tires with heat at 23 degrees, and today 3.5 degrees in the morning. Now it's 7 degrees or so. So that's not the most amazing range ever. It's just started charging. I saw that the battery is at 100% temperature, so perfect for DC charging. And it says that the DC power that I can get is 122 kilowatt, and now I plugged in and I get 129 kilowatt right now at 9%. That's also not amazing. But I have to look at the charging curve. It says 40 minutes to 90%, which seems to be okay. I have to see what, there's 255s in the front. They're all 255s, the 21 inch. I had no idea. Oh my God, 255 40. Huh. Oh my God, gigantic tires. Yeah, that's not amazing. Yeah, the range is not the best today for a powerful SUV with gigantic tires. But I'm doing a charging test now, and then later 110 kilometers an hour test where it will be warmer and it will hopefully need less heat, and then we get a bit better consumption. We'll see. Then let's compare this result to other cars. Like we have seen, only 285 kilometers in this range test and 260 watt-hours per kilometer if we take the real kilometers driven, so not what the car showed, because the car showed a different kilometers driven. I tested an ID4 GTX with the same motors, with the same battery, same capacity, but in the summer, 15 to 19 degrees, with no heat and no AC, similar average speed, with just a bit lower consumption. So maybe it's not that bad, and 330 kilometers of range, because that's 15% more range, but in the summer and without heat and AC. Maybe it's not that bad. I mean, 15% is a big deal, but lower temperatures and everything, maybe it's okay. So maybe it is the same as an ID4 GTX. Let's take this. Then ID7 Pro Tourer. I tested this with 19 to 23 degrees, but with 20-inch tires, and this gets 363 kilometers. That's amazing. I tested a Skoda Enyaq Coupe RS, that's with the old motors, but a lot of power. Also in the summer with AC, with 21-inch wheels and summer tires. Again, 343 kilometers. That's more than the ID4 GTX, but it was a bit warmer. And the consumption is significantly lower, even though it didn't have the efficient motor in the rear, the APP 550. This is with the old motors, 150 kilowatt in the rear, and I think 70 kilowatt in the front, if I'm not mistaken, back in the day in the RS. And then tested my ID7 Pro, also with the same battery, but only rear-wheel drive, but at -1 to +1 without a heat pump, with the same heat settings, but 19-inch winter tires, and I got 304 kilometers, 242 watt-hours per kilometer. Very cold, no heat pump, but better tires, and ID7 is just way better when it comes to aerodynamics. Then another interesting one, Skoda Enyaq 85. It has the new motor, but it's not all-wheel drive. Got 330 kilometers at 10 to 13 degrees, so not very warm, and it needed a bit of heat, 20-inch winter tires. So 330 kilometers, that's the same range that the ID4 GTX, that has the extra motor, which I also calculated should be, just because of being all-wheel drive, 5 to 7% higher consumption. And it's the same consumption, but instead of, where are we? But 10 to 13 degrees with heat, and here we're 15 to 19 degrees, no heat in anything. So this makes sense. So the heat has has the same impact as just having a second motor. Very, very nice. By the way, I have all my range results in a Google spreadsheet that you can see in the link in the description below, and there's also my charging curves for all the cars I tested as well. If you want to follow me on Instagram, BatteryLife1, and if you want to support the channel, there's a Patreon link in the description below, and here on YouTube there's also channel membership. And if you want to know what's happening behind the scenes and what equipment I use, and if I test equipment, I have a third YouTube channel, Behind the Battery. But that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.